Anthropic has just released Claude 3.7 Sonnet, the most intelligent model to date. This is what they're calling a hybrid reasoning model. What's unique with this model is it can both produce near instant responses or you can enable extended step-by-step thinking. As they describe it, it's one model, but effectively two different ways to think. In addition to this language model, they're also releasing a tool called Claude Code, which is now in research preview. In terms of the benchmarks, 3.7 Sonnet is a significant improvement over its predecessor. If we just look at the chart here, basically across the board, we can see that Claude 3.5 Sonnet, even without any extended thinking, that it really ranks up with the performance of all of the reasoning models. Where this model really shines is in its extended thinking capabilities in areas like math, physics, instruction following, coding, and other tasks. Even though this model just came out today, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is probably going to be the best coding model and the preferred model for developers over the coming weeks. Claude 3.5 originally came on the scene in, I believe it was June of last year. And ever since that model came out, that model really enabled a ton of different companies to reach product market fit. We saw Cursor really take off. We saw tools like Bolt.new really take off. And a large part of those tools' success was at its core Sonnet 3.5. This isn't to discount what those teams have done, but having a really strong foundation model with the coding capabilities, it just allows you to build out these applications that you weren't previously able to. And with that in mind, we can still see what a significant leap 3.5 to 3.7 is. Now, the other thing that's interesting with this is in developing it, we've optimized somewhat less for math and computer science competition problems and instead shifted focus towards real-world tasks that better reflect the needs of our users. Instead of focusing on these code competition tasks that might not be as applicable to software engineers day to day. Next, in addition to the model, what they also announced was Claude Code. Claude Code is an agentic tool that you can run within your terminal. And here's just a quick demonstration of it. Once you have it installed, you'll be able to run Claude. This is going to work through the Anthropic API. Once you're within the root of your project, it will not only be able to answer questions about your repository, but also implement changes. If you have a change that involves multiple files, it will go and search for those files, read through those files, and then ultimately update those files. The tool can also run terminal commands. If you're trying to compile it or push it to hub or run a series of tests, you'll be able to do all of that within the terminal app. And I also plan to make another video on this specifically in the coming days. What currently is in a limited preview. It is first come, first serve at time of recording. I will put that within the description of the video. Able to successfully get access to this just hours after trying. But with that being said, I'm not sure exactly how many seats that there are for this tool. So in terms of system requirements, there are pretty humble system requirements here. To set it up, you can run through the installation steps, go within the root of the project that you want to run the tool on. You can launch Claude Code and be able to set up the authentication through the Anthropic API, and you'll be off to the races. Now, another thing to note within the Claude.ai, you will be able to go over to GitHub and you can directly add the context of your application with the input here. That is a really novel use case, even if they're private. You'll be able to access and select all of the different contexts that you want within the repository. Now, you are also going to be able to access this model from the artifacts pane. The other great thing with the model is you will be able to select from the API when and when not to turn off in extended thinking mode. So you will be able to set as a developer the quote unquote thinking budget to control precisely how long Claude spends on a particular problem. They mentioned that this extended mode is not an option that switches to a different model in a separate strategy. Instead, it's the very same model. It just gives itself more time to think and expend more effort in coming to an answer. Now, another thing that a lot of people will appreciate is that they are going to give a visible thought process. They're not abstracting the thought process away. They have decided to make the thought process visible in raw form. They mentioned that this has several benefits. So trust, being able to observe the way that Claude thinks, it makes it easier to understand, check its answer, and it might help users get better outputs. Alignment, in some of our previous alignment science research, we've used contradictions between what the model inwardly thinks and what it outwardly says to identify when it might be engaging in concerning behaviors like deception. and interest. It's often fascinating to watch Claude think. And this is something that I have to say, when I originally saw the DeepSeek R1 model, that was probably one of the most interesting pieces of using the model, is actually being able to read through the thought process and understand why it's making the particular decisions that it's decided on. Another interesting piece with the news release here is that 3.5 benefits from what they call action scaling, an improved capability that allows it to iteratively call functions, respond to environmental changes, and continue until its open-ended task is complete. One example of such tasks is using a computer. Claude can issue virtual mouse clicks, virtual keyboard presses to solve tasks on a user's behalf. Now, in terms of the OS World benchmark, so this is its ability to actually use the computer, that computer use agent that we saw they released in the fall, we can see that this is a significant improvement over the previous model. Now, it still is between about 25 and 30%. There still is a ways to go, but I'd imagine that over the coming months and years that we'll increasingly see this benchmark as well become saturated. Now, another interesting and really fun example that they had is Claude's ability to play the game Pokemon. We can see some of the previous models and how they ranked on the particular tasks and how far it could get within the game. Claude 3.5 Sonnet was able to take 35,000 actions, was able to get past Vermilion City and get the Surge badge. It's pretty wild to think that now we have a model that is capable of actually playing some of these RPG games. This is both a fun and interesting benchmark to think about. Now, in terms of how the thinking and reasoning model works is you can allocate a budget to how long you want to have the model think for. If you are working on particularly tough tasks, the more tokens that you allocate towards the thinking, the longer that is going to take, but also the better the response that it's ultimately going to give you. Within the post, there are a ton of different benchmarks. You can see how it performs across biology, chemistry, physics, as well as how it performs with that extended thinking as well. Now, in terms of the speed of the model, it is a relatively fast model. Here is a prompt where I asked it to create a beautiful SaaS landing page with pricing in great detail. It was able to write several hundred lines of code in just a number of seconds. Now, if I take a look at preview, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is probably going to be the best model for generating UI components. This is definitely a model that does perform very well at generating UI components. So we can take a look at all of this. We also even have animations within this. If I scroll down, we can see what looks like, honestly, a respectable start to a website. Just judging by what it generated, it does have very nice UI components. This is probably one of the best results for a question like this that I have got from an LLM. Oftentimes, to get something this polished out of the gate, you would have otherwise had to have a pretty involved prompt to generate something like this. In terms of the context window for the model, you'll be able to send in up to 200,000 tokens. For the output, it has up to 128,000 tokens of context, although 64,000 is generally available and 128K is available at least as beta, and I believe it would also be the same on GCP as well as Anthropic themselves. Overall, that's pretty much it for this video. Kudos to the team over at Anthropic for releasing a model that I'm sure developers are going to love. If you found this video useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, until the next one.